everyone. So today I thought we're gonna do a little bit unboxing of one of the kits that Stampin' Up! Is selling, and this one is actually the newest one, and it's called Expressions of Kindness, and this is one of my absolute favorite kits. So it comes all wrapped up, everything ready in a box to go for you, and we're opening. I already unwrapped it a little bit. So you have a nice ribbon in here, and it's a really soft, a whole bunch of ribbon. You get a little Stampin' Spot, they call it, and this is Blackberry Bliss, so like a purple. It comes with a really cool stamp set, and I don't know if you can see this here. Let me tell you, it says, "Wishing you happiest of birthdays, just a note, and kindly deliver to." It also has this little flowery spot, and then also this really cool background stamp. So just for the stamp alone, this is worth it. And then you have a little package here, and like I said, you really don't need anything except maybe scissors if you want to alternate it a little bit. So here are some glue dots, here are some blings, and they're really pretty. Here is a small pack of those foam adhesives, and you also get a little stamping spot. Not stamping spots, stamping spot are the ink pads. This is a stamping block, so I'm still learning the names here. It comes complete with instructions, and the nice thing about this is, so when you open it, it tells you really exactly what you need. For example, for this card, it tells you you need that background stamp, you need the ink and spot, you need this other flower stamp, you need one of these little pieces, and the happy birthday, deliver, kindly deliver to, goes on the envelope. And then you also need scissors to cut your ribbon, 5 little of those blings, and then it gives you instructions on how to put the ribbon down and put some of those glue dots on there. So I know this is hard to see. Here's the ribbon, but it tells you exactly what you need for the card number 1. And for card number 2, it also gives you instructions on what you need. So you need these ones here for the flowers. You need just a note and kindly deliver to. You also have to pop out these here, and this is the gold foil, and there's just one little glue dot that goes on here, and this is the cluster you're building. And then step 3 for this card is this background here, and then you put your cluster down, and it gives you even information on where to put your adhesive here, same as with the ribbon, and this little note here. So it really, everything is in there. And if you ever have to measure anything, here's a little measuring tape on the side, and on the back side you can see the entire kit. And also, let me fold this back together here, and also it gives you detailed information about what you should use. So for this card number 1, these are the pieces you need. For card number 2, these are the pieces you need. So everything is explained in here, and we're gonna do one of each, and then I will keep the rest because I am planning on using them in a little bit different way, or maybe do more cards. I will see. I have another, actually I bought 2 of these kits because I just love these this design, and I will show you. Let me just put these back before I lose anything here. We put this aside because we don't really need this for the moment. Okay, so like I said, I already took a little bit apart. So let's look at the envelopes first and the card bases. So we have 4 envelopes, and they're completely printed, and they're so pretty back and front. And remember that little stamp set that they had here? So this actually matches some of those flowers, so you can stamp even on your envelope if you want to. And you can also use your background stamp here and put this on the card if you want, on the envelope if you wanted to. So I keep one out here because we're gonna work with this. This is the other set. Again, very pretty. This has a little textured design to it, and the flowers super pretty. So we're gonna keep one of these. And then you have your card bases. So the first set, and look at this, they're completely printed on both sides, so you just have to fold them, and there are 4 of each. So here we have 4, and I'm gonna keep one. And all you do is, it's already pre-scored for you. You just fold it. It's got gold foil elements on here, so super pretty back and front. And then this one is also 4 of each. This is the watercolor base, so I really love how this looks like. Super pretty. Here's a little bit textured paper. I know it's hard to see, but it almost looks like you know, handmade paper, so it's got a little bit texture to it. So we keep one of these, and then we have these super pretty flower sets, and we only need one, so I'm gonna pop one out, and they're super easy to pop out. Okay, we have these ones here, and let's check our little info sheet here. Okay, so we need one of these on top ones here, and then we need one blue one. And if you remember, we have 4 cards, and we have 4 cards, so you actually have 2 extras here, just in case, you know, they always fill out the whole sheet, and so you have 2 extras you can use in a different way, or if you need them, because, you know, sometimes stamping doesn't turn out the way you want it to. We need one of these gold foil embellishments, and these are super delicate, but pop out really easy. And we're gonna take one, and once you have them all popped out, there's still plenty of room here. So if you have a little star or punch, so this is an old Stampin' Up punch, but I love this one, so I can punch out a couple of stars or hearts or something like that and continue to use that. Okay, so here we go. I think that's all that we need from this box right now. Let's put this aside, and let's concentrate on our cards here. So we have our envelopes. This is one card, and these are the elements for the other card. Now the instructions, let's follow the instructions here. Tell us, we're gonna use this little Blackberry Bliss, but I might just substitute. I don't want to open this now. Okay, so here we are back, and look at this. So this is the Stampin' Spot from Stampin' Up. It's called Blackberry Bliss, and it's very close to our eggplant. So I'm gonna use the eggplant, and to be sure that it matches, let's just stamp it off on a sheet of scrap paper to see how perfectly this matches. So I think that works pretty good, don't you think? So I'm gonna use this one here, and they tell us here right now where to put our distress or background stamp. So it shows a little bit on the top, on the bottom here. So we will do that. And like I said, I'm following instructions here just as they tell us to, and then we will see what we do with the other ones. So this one goes down here somewhere, about here. And then we do a second one. And they overlap, but that's fine because we're gonna have our little phrase that goes over it. Okay, and perfectly prepared I am. Forgot my chamois. 1 second. Okay, so this is a very old chamois, as you can tell, close to my heart. Used to have those too, and I've been using them for a long time, but there's nothing wrong. You just wet them and use them over and over again. Okay, next, so if you can see this on the paper here, so they added a little bit of extra embellishments to the flowers, which we will do now with this little one here. So let's pop this up, make sure, oops, and keep your fingernails out of your ink pad. And let's see, ooh, that looks pretty. Stamping a few times to make sure it's nicely seasoned, and then we're just gonna go for it. So we have one here over this flower. We're gonna have one here on this flower, and they even did one on this flower here. And just because we can, let's do this on the back side too. I mean, you know, we want to make the back side pretty too, so we put one here. Ooh, that is just, that's amazing how this color blends with the Blackberry Bliss. I really like it. As you can imagine, I don't have all the new colors yet. I mean, we still have our close to my heart colors, and they're similar in many ways, so I will slowly take on the task and get some. So I think this is fine, but let's add a few to our envelope here as well. My ladies in the card class, they always use the stems when we're doing cards and enhance their envelopes, and I always like that idea, so why not doing it here? Oh, there's a few on the back. Just this little touch. There you go. Okay, let's clean this off and see what is next. So the next step would be the happiest birthday wishes. So I want to turn mine into a thank you card because I need quite a few. So while this one would be perfect on here, I thought I'm gonna grab things, in this case is from Spotlight of Nature, and that should work perfectly on this card as well. So just so you see that you can change anything you have here, and I apologize for the train in the background, it never fails. So we're just gonna ink this up and put the things right here in the center. And while I'm at it, I will do the same with this one here. So this is going to be a thank you card as well, and you can use anything you have, any ink stamps you have. In this case, I figured they work really well. I don't have that many Stampin' Up stamps yet, so I figured this one is a good one to use. Otherwise, just go through your stash. I am sure you'll find a thank you. So this is from Spotlight of Nature, but I found one here as well in the Thoughtful Wishes. There's a nice script too. So whatever you have on hand, just use it. These fit fine for me. So we're gonna go and assemble this one. And one other thing that I noticed when you put these together, do you see how you have a flower here and a green leaf, and actually this one fits right on top here, so it kind of like, you know, blends in with the background, which I really like. So first off, we're following instruction. We did all our stamping. I did not do the inside stamping. Oh, got the wrong one. This is the envelope for this card. So kindly deliver to, we leave open because I might send this out to someone, and I don't deliver it. So let's check for our ribbon. So, and it tells you even that you need 6 1/4 piece of the ribbon, and as they told us here, we have, there's 0, so we can go 6 1/4 about and just snip it off. How easy is that? And then they tell us to fold it in half. And I just like to cut those a little bit nicer. So this is a really soft, pretty ribbon, I have to say. And where are my ribbon scissors? Okay, not the prettiest. I have to look for my ribbon scissors, but that will do for now. All right, so this one will go right here on top. Let's see, this is the thing, so that's looking good. That looks better. And you can clearly tell when you're looking really, really close that these are hexagons and not circles. So what I said, we're gonna do it live. So my ribbon goes a little bit this way. I want to spread this out a little bit more. There we go. And now we just adhere it right on top of our card base here. And there you have it. Isn't that pretty? And now all we can do is add a few of those little blings on here, up here in the, on top. And then we have 2 more. One big one down here. And sometimes I just like to move them off the sheet with my scissors. That just makes it easier. And one down here. Okay. I think that's it. Here we go. So pretty. I will maybe put something in there on the inside. I could use this cute little stamp here or some of the flower pieces here that are on there, so I will see, but I will for sure put something on the inside. But this is our card number 1 all done. And now let's look on card number 2. And again, let me look up close. So this is definitely a glue dot. These are glue dots, and these are again foam dots. So let's grab our other card, and there is no stamping on here, although you could do some stamping if you wanted to, but they did stamp on these ones here, so I have to get this little one guy out here again. So, and I will show you in a second what it looks like with the stamp and without. I just think this just makes so much more detail. And so we're gonna stamp this one here too. And we already did the envelope, so we don't have to worry about that one. Okay, let's put this back. So this one just gets a little glue dot here in the center. You can use your liquid adhesive if you rather would do this, but everything is included here, so why not use it? And then we just pop this one up. Somewhere here. Here are those two together. And now we need a few glue dots on this flower and on the leaf and on this flower. And these go flat on the card. So we need to remove the backing of these. And then we put this in the center here. And then we have our little things. And again, need to measure a little bit of ribbon. So let me get my ribbon scissors here. It's funny, I remember when my mom used to sew, she would always get mad when we were using her fabric scissors for papers. Well, now I know why. Because they really dull otherwise quickly. So let's give it a nice clean cut. That is better. And this one here on the back. You always have these edges here, so these things on the side you can use too. Don't be shy to cut these and use them, and I will just make sure this stays in place here. Okay, let's remove our backing and then place it on our card. Okay, so somewhere around here we will place this, and I'm just gonna move this down, and there we are. You can pull these apart later a little bit more, put a glue dot underneath one of these to make sure they stay, and then we just need a few of those little blings here. Here, put one there, put another one over here, and two down here. All right. And here is card number 2. Aren't they so pretty? So here's our envelope that we stamped. And then again, I will do some stamping on the inside and some doodling like I always do. Okay, so let's start and finish off our card from the inside as well. I'm gonna using a phrase that I took from the Citrus Blooms stamp set, and it just matches the thank you on the outside a little bit. I also made sure that the script is a little bit similar, so there's a little bit of that really fancy script in there. And I ink it up in the Close to My Heart eggplant color that I used before, which is very, very similar to the Blackberry Bliss. So if you have either or, you can use any of those. They both are very, very similar. So let's stamp the second card as well. And then for a little bit extra touch, I was thinking about using the little stamp that came with the card making kit that has the little lines in there, which is just a great overall background stamp. And first I thought, well, we could use the eggplant again or the blackberry bliss, but it's a little bit too dark, so I'm gonna try like a grayish, light gray color. Stampin' Up has a new color, it's called Basic Beige. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's a very similar to our linen. Might be a little bit more brown than gray, but very light, so we're gonna use that. And I just ink it up a little bit and then stamp it like twice on top of the card. But let's test it first and see what it looks like. And well, I like it. Looks great. So the ink will dry a little bit lighter on top, but it is, I think, hard to see now that I'm looking at it. You can see it a little bit here on the video. So I ink it up and stamp it twice, once on the top of the phrase, and you can overlap this with your phrase because it's so light. It shines through whatever you stamped in the darker color before. So here we go, and I would say that's it for the inside stamping. You could use the flower petals again from the set, but I think that's a little bit too much. I just want to keep it clean and simple, so I call this one done stamping wise. And the next step I gonna do is a little bit doodling, and I know this is the hardest part for many of my ladies in the card class because for whatever reason they have a hard time doodling. So I just in this case would use a pencil, especially if you're not familiar with doodling, or you know, you're a little bit anxious about using a marker on the inside. I just use a regular pencil, nothing fancy, and if you do it with a light hand, you can always erase it if you don't like it. And in this case, I'm just gonna do like 2 lines that are crisscrossing each other on either side. You could use, if you have a really fine gold pen too, but then you have to commit and make sure that you know you're gonna like it at the end. With the pencil, it's always nice and easy, and like I said, if you don't like it, you can always just erase it. So let's do 2 double lines down here as well, and then we make a little loop on the bottom, which is like just 1 loop and another loop and a little squiggly line left and right, and it looks like somebody tied a bow on the bottom. So this card is done, and now let's do the other one. And here you can see the 2 scripts again that I picked, so they're a little bit similar. It doesn't need to be that way, but I just like it if it kind of like goes off from the front on the inside as well, so it looks similar, but whatever you have will work. All right, and I would say we do the same thing here. In this case, we do all 4 sides with a double crossing lines. And they're a little bit wobbly, they're not straight. If you wanted them to be straight, then just go ahead, use a ruler. There's nothing wrong with using a ruler, I just do it freehand. And if you like this video so far, I would love for you to just hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you have not done so. That way you will be notified if I put up a new video. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. I'm happy to help, and this set is really such a beautiful set. So expressions of kindness. If you haven't bought it already, I have so many more ideas with this set. Make sure you get it because it is really an absolute favorite of mine. So very elegant, and like I said, whatever stamps you have at home, you can change the phrases inside, outside, and make them matching to your occasion, whatever you need. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you back here next week.